Just as I thought.
So I was going to make an Azrelia video first because that deck is finally balanced after all these months, so I didn't mind going on the ladder with it. But I made this deck because of a Reddit recommendation, and this is one of the most fun decks I've played in Legends of RUNETERRA, so I had to make this video instead. Now, this isn't the most powerful deck, I'll be honest with you. I've played against a lot of Starfish again with this deck and a lot of other control decks, and I've lost a lot. But that's not to say this deck can't hold its own. I've beaten a lot of Scion decks, I've beaten a lot of Akshan decks, but I'll clarify. If you want to play a powerful deck, play one of these options. But if you want to play a really fun but still quite powerful deck, this is the deck for you. So let's start with the most powerful champion in our deck, Zilean. Zilean is terrible. He is basically Aspiring Chronomancer, but just the stats moved around. Zilean is a 1/4 for 2 mana, which is meh, you know, it's average stats, but the attack is kind of bad. But this body's strong, you might be able to kill 1 or 2 1-drops. The real hero in Zilean's card are Time Bombs. These are fucking awesome. We're gonna make a short list of all the incredible things that this little guy does for 2 mana. So first, draws you a card. Awesome, 2 mana draw a card, that's okay. Second thing, pings the enemy board and a Nexus for 1 damage each. That's pretty good, we're getting up there. That's something I'd pay like 3 mana for. Number 3, synergize with Xerath, who we'll get to later, don't worry, but it synergizes very well with Xerath. Number 4, feeds into your win con, the Arsenal, we'll get to him as well. Number 5, immediately pops other time bombs when dropped, allowing you to chain multiple time bombs without overcrowding your board. So you can do a lot of damage in the late game to the opponent's board and the Nexus by just chaining these over and over again. And number 6, levels your Zilean. All of this for just 2 mana. Pokestick does the first one and half of the second one for 2 mana. Like, obviously a Pokestick is a fast speed spell, but it still goes in every single deck, and Time Bomb does other stuff on top of that. Now, like I said, Zilean's level 1 is basically just an Aspiring Chronomancer, but Zilean's level 2, on the other hand, is an incredible value engine. When you cast a non-fleeting card, landmark, spell, unit, doesn't matter. On your next turn, Zilean will create a fleeting copy of each one you casted last turn, basically allowing you to get double the value out of every card you draw in the late game. Although this deck only has 1 high curve card in the arsenal, Zilean's value is really hard to beat in the late game. Now, we're done with this old man. We already talked about the best part of his kit, the Time Bombs. Fucking awesome. So let's get to the actual cool champion, a literal lightning man in a coffin, Xerath.
Bear witness to the only true ascendant.
You will never get to see this card ever. So, Xerath. He's a 4 mana 3/3 with no other keywords. Ugh, that's not great. Sucks. His ability though. Whenever a landmark you control is destroyed, he deals 1 damage to the weakest unit. And his level 2 increases this damage from 1 to 3. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure in the last month of Beyond the Bandlewood, I've killed more units with Xerath than I've killed with any other unit in the game. So on paper, this ability is pretty simple. Break a landmark you control, he goes pew. Level 2 makes a bigger pew. But in practice, this ability has a lot of combo potential. One of the best situations to get into is having a Xerath on board with a couple of Rolling Sands. This forces your opponent to make one of two options. Either kill Xerath or play a unit with 3 or more health. Otherwise, Xerath will ping the unit for 3 damage and kill it immediately. Then you can get into combos with Rite of the Arcane, or Explosive Minefield for game-winning turns. You can pre-prep your Xerath by dropping Time Bombs, Preservarium, and other countdown landmarks. His play potential is insane, and once you start mastering him and learning what he can do, he is incredibly satisfying. The strategy of this deck is really simple. Use your landmark and landmark synergies to kill everything in sight during the early and mid game and survive to the late game. That's it. The only reason this strategy works is because of your win condition, the star of the show. This is the arsenal, our win condition. The win con all other control decks wish they had. The Arsenal's ability is that he gains keyword for each friendly landmark you've destroyed this game. So in the worst case scenario, he has like 4 or 5 keywords. Best case scenario, he has enough impact to burn the fucking world. This guy will end the game, either through his massive body, or through the sheer panic it will cause your opponents as they waste an enormous amount of resources trying to get rid of him. So in conclusion, this is what a Legends of Runeterra control deck should strive to be. Lots of decision making, interaction, and a fun and satisfying win condition on the top. So if you're ever on Legends of Runeterra and you're tired of Scion Stomping, give this deck a chance. I guarantee you'll have a lot of fun. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. We'll see what I do next, but good luck on your games, and I'll see you next time.